Hey there. Summer's ending. And well before there was HBO telling us that winter is coming, Labor Day's been reminding us all along that fall is also afoot. So sit back, grab a cold one, and get in a position to digest all that grilled meat you've been shoving down your gullet. Because I'm about to tell you the story of Labor Day. You probably don't know that Labor Day is supposed to be a celebration of labor unions, and it currently ranks as our fourth favorite celebration of unions, behind spaghetti and meatballs, ladies and tramps, and any relationship Jennifer Aniston's in. Some say it's not even a real holiday, it's just a day off created by the picnic table industry to remind us that they are the reason salads can still be made of Jell-O. My mom considers Labor Day to be the 29 hours she spent giving birth to the biggest head that doctor had ever seen. And Labor Day is not unique to America. Some countries call it May Day, which to me just seems non-committal. Canada has Labor Day, but they spell it with a U. And any good American knows that there is no I in team, and there should be no U in labor. Some think PC culture's gotten so out of control that you're not even allowed to be white after Labor Day. But that's misinformation. It's okay to be white, you're just not allowed to do it while looking like a douchebag. And to be honest, I'm not sure anyone really knows why you can't wear white after Labor Day. Some historians think it might have been rules made by old money people to differentiate themselves from new money people, which brings us back to the whole douchebag thing.
TV10 Podcast, episode 0461, and I just want to, this is just in from CNN, I want to let you know about the news.
Oh, breaking news here.
Yeah, this is on, saw this on Blue Sky, which is I'm trying to use more of than that other thing.
Oh, that clown car wreck show that you're talking about?
Yeah. So this is reposted by someone named Stone Cold Jane Austen.
Oh, dear.
That's a great name, by the way.
Oh, it's pretty awesome right there. Wuthering whoop-ass of heights.
Yes. So it's just a screen cap from CNN. Jimmy Buffett's career spans over 50 decades.
Well,
so which means he died at 523. That was pretty good. Pretty good run.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I know the loss of Jimmy Buffett is a tragedy to the margarita game.
Frank Christ has been notified, right?
Oh, he has, and apparently I just saw in here that Steve Harwell from Smash Mouth not doing too good. Oh,
is he under? Frank Chris got him under watch.
Apparently he fired up the scooter, and he's going to check on the All-Star. Something about, liver disease from years of hard drinking. I mean, go figure.
Hey, when you're an All-Star, you go hard.
Are you saying, hey, now you're an All-Star, you're a rock star, go play?
Get your game on. Hey, yeah. So speaking of getting your game on, who are we drinking this week?
Well, I've been pre-gaming our fine sponsor, Five Wives, specifically the Five Wives Moscow Mule Craft Cocktail.
In a can.
Yes. So that is the only way to be sipping away this Labor Day as we are recording.
Oh, yeah, it is Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, except I'm still laboring away, which we'll get to when we talk about sports in a second.
Oh yeah,
here.
you've been out of town being Mr. Wrestling reporter.
I know. It's like I'm actually fulfilling what my role is in life, and have I got some stories?
I'll bet you do. Okay.
Oh boy.
All right, so we got the sponsor out of the way. We got a little preview of the wrestling report. So much wrestling news to come up, but first of all, we just got this is sad news from the land of Hulu. They just canceled How I Met Your Father.
Wait, you may be mistaking tragedy for something else.
What's Hillary Duff going to do now?
Well, she's got that music career that she could fall back on.
Nah, don't think so.
I mean, on a scale of 1 to Miley Cyrus, she's what's the word I'm looking for? Sane. That's the one.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, that's canceled. I think we mentioned last time the Peripheral got canceled, and in A League of Their Own too. Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, Peripheral, that was just too much mind
That
fuckery.
was fuckery.
Too much mind fuckery. But A League of Their Own, come on, Bezos. You have the money. Shell it out.
Yeah, so I got some premieres happening this week. Got to get out of the way here right quick.
There's
On
still premieres?
yeah, we still got some new stuff, believe it or not.
All right.
We have not run out of things to watch yet.
Okay.
This is for Melissa Merlot if she's listening, which she's not. The Venture Brothers, Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Heart, is now streaming on Max. The fantastic wrap-up movie for the Venture Brothers series. I've seen it. It's fantastic.
Okay.
And also premiering on Labor Day on Comedy Central, a new movie called Office Race starring Beck Bennett and Joel McHale as rival office mates who Joel McHale is in shape, Beck Bennett is not. And somehow Beck Bennett gets into a marathon competing against Joel McHale. Wackiness does ensue. This sounds like an episode of The Office, the Pro-Am fun run for the Cure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does somebody load up on spaghetti because of the carbs?
Somebody does puke.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now, Joel McHale, we love him. He can do no wrong.
Well, he can.
Yes, but in short shrifts. Looking at you, Star Girl.
He's good. He's good as part of an ensemble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How does Office Race measure up here?
Well, check out this cast. Okay, besides Beck Bennett from Saturday Night Live and Joel McHale, you got Kelsey Grammer, Aaron Hayes, JB Smoove, Sashir Zamata, and Allison Hannigan from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, wow.
And Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So you got a killer cast.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking a look at this right now. Beck Bennett, and I'm just looking at him. Apparently, he was in shows like Sing, and The Mitchells versus the Machines, mostly voiceover work.
You're only going to know him from Saturday Night Live.
Okay. So, yeah. Oh, okay. It's been a while since I've seen Saturday Night Live. Why is...
He's been off.
Right.
He quit a few seasons ago.
Yeah, that and, Saturday Night Live is Dunsky because of a writer's strike.
Yeah. And here's a show I've been waiting for. Secrets of Penthouse on A&E dropping today. Labor Day. So we already had The Secrets of Playboy, which took 2 seasons and 20 episodes to get through all of Heth's fuckery.
Literally and figuratively.
Then we had Secrets of Miss America, which only took 4 episodes.
Well, partly some of those seasons involved Donald Trump. That's enough.
And
That's fucking enough.
Secrets of Penthouse is also only 4 episodes long, so that must mean Bob Guccione was a far better boss. Apparently not.
Yeah, let's be honest here, kids. Notoriety and a good set of lawyers are always key to keeping the bullshit tamped down.
Yeah, so apparently his family for years is like, hand the business over to us. And he's like, nah, fuck you. It's Succession. It was a whole Succession story. And so he died broke and with no empire in 2010.
So a feel-good story.
The feel-good story of the season. Secrets of Penthouse.
See, something good gets out of showing your vagina and your boobs.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's our moral here.
For all the young women listening out there.
It ends up working out in the end.
On Wednesday on Netflix, a new docuseries called Predators. This is about your apex animals like cheetahs and polar bears and lions and pumas. Oh my! This is narrated by Tom Hardy.
Okay, now we should be clear. This is Predators like a Nat Geo thing, not Predators like the clicking monsters.
Or or as you would find in Secrets of Playboy.
Ooh, nice callback, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. And let's see if you could give me a little bit of Bane, talking about animals in the wild. Bane by way of Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
And I see here that the cheetah is ready to stalk its prey. Kind of like when I tried to stalk prey on the Tinder app. But alas, no one will be interested because they can't spell. Use conjugation.
And scene.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Nicely done. On Thursday, season 5 of Virgin River.
Ooh. There was a season 5?
Well, there is now.
Okay.
It's a very popular show with women of a certain age.
Okay. So since I am not a woman and, well, I am of a certain age, but not for me.
Yeah. On Friday on Apple TV Plus, we got a new horror series called The Changeling, starring Lakeith Stanfield from Atlanta. And this is about living in New York City amongst the underworld of non-humans.
Okay. This feels like Chud for some reason.
Well, maybe a little bit, yeah.
Okay. So this is like better because it's got Stanfield in it, or is
Yes.
the jury still out?
It looks pretty good. It's the advance hype is already pretty big, saying this is one of Apple TV Plus's best yet, which is saying something because damn near everything on Apple TV Plus is like super high quality. So to say something is a standout amongst your Apple TV Plus offerings is pretty high praise.
Yeah, but again, and we've talked about this before. See, I mean,
there's the one.
Yeah, okay.
There's the one.
So for every diamond, there is a cubic zirconia.
Yeah.
So,
And coming up on Sunday, The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon.
okay.
Daryl's in France.
So The Walking Dead, Mon Dieu.
Yeah. Well, in France, the zombies only work 35 hours a week, and they enjoy much better quality of death.
Do the zombies have cigarettes dangling from their mouth and
baguettes? Yes.
Please tell me there's some mime zombies. That's
I really hope so.
I kind of want that to
I
happen.
hope they lean into that. That's on Sunday. You can also watch you can watch it on Thursday if you have that AMC Plus, which no one does but me.
Yeah.
And it will be followed by the season 6 premiere of Ride with Norman Reedus.
Oh, my buddy Norman. So
first episode.
Okay.
Norm's riding in Utah with Keanu Reeves.
Wait a minute.
Stopping by the garage on Beck.
I didn't get the invite, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
I did. When was this filmed, by the way?
This is several months ago. I remember someone posted on Instagram that they ran into Norman Reedus and Keanu Reeves at the garage on Beck Street.
Oh, okay. Was this that time I decided to fuck off to Sacramento, or
could have been?
It's either that or my pro wrestling presence. Either way,
maybe you just weren't available.
No. I'm always available. Just sometimes this as a journalist, duty calls. So.
Yeah, true. So you could have fired up your Vespa and hit the road with those two.
Jeez. I missed my opportunity, so shucks and darn. All right. I'm just gonna have to drink my feelings away here. Excuse me.
Yeah. And I've been keeping up with the series, The Dark Side of the 2000s. We had a very, very fantastic episode just last week, focusing on Charlie Sheen.
Oh God.
And the whole 2.5 Men, Tiger's Blood, winning, that whole thing.
I'm a wizard. And
oh my God.
Oh. I mean, he was going full Busey at that point.
Yeah. So. It was worse than I thought. I mean, I remember it, following it at the time, but I guess didn't know the whole story behind everything. I would recommend checking that out. It's on Vice. It's called The Dark Side of the 2000s. Yeah. And that was one of the best episodes yet.
Oh, boy. And that's saying a lot given the crop of episodes.
Well, there was also a 2-parter where they did the rise and fall of Shock Jocks, covering Howard Stern, Opie and Anthony, and all those clowns. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Oh,
the
and
whole,
Mancow. I remember that motherfucker.
Mancow comes across as the most sane, level-headed guy of the bunch, which I did not see coming.
Yeah. I had to listen to that when I worked at a radio station.
Oh yeah, he was carried here locally for about 5 minutes, right?
At the very least, a very brief 5 minutes, and I was like, I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
good. So
yeah. Opie and Anthony were fucking dual satans. They were the worst. My God.
and uh and here's the other part that kills me. Bubba the Love Sponge is
He,
still a thing.
yeah, Bubba the Love Sponge was not featured in the episode, sadly.
Well, okay. So this was Rise and Fall. We've yet to have a fall
Yeah,
of the Love Sponge.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way, that's our title here. Fall of the Love Sponge. Sometimes these episodes, the titles write themselves.
So maybe there will be a future episode, Dark Side of the 2020s, where we
Oh,
get to see the fall of the Love Sponge.
oh, we would so voice over that. And it came into that moment when the Love Sponge decided to bring his best friend Hulk Hogan over for a dinner. And then there's Hulk Hogan going, I don't know what to tell you, brother. He just said, hey, you want to do some exchanges with my wife? I mean, brother, look at her, brother. I feel comfortable being around her and whipping out the N word and my thing.
Oh, nice, nicely done.
Oh, thank
And
you. I've got a million of them.
we also it's a longish Labor Day weekend. I've been watching some movies. I knocked out 3 of them that
Okay.
I've been want to see. One of them was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Oh, okay. How was it?
Insane animation, crazy fucking animation, very
But good
good.
story.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, I would recommend that one for sure.
okay. What were the other 2 movies you
The
saw?
other one was the Meg 2.
Okay.
More of the same bullshit from Jason Statham, which is what you expect.
See, I was pretty much told when I went into the office last time,
Yeah,
movies,
yeah.
when they were showing the Meg 2, they were like, I'm not crazy about this. And I'm like, why? It just the CGI just wasn't tops. And I was like, okay, so on a scale of 1 to Sharknado, and they were like, oh, we would choose Sharknado every time.
Really? Huh. Okay.
So, but apparently you got more out of it than they did. So kudos
Yeah.
to you.
I mean, if you like the Meg, you're gonna like this one. It's the same thing.
Okay. And what was
just with a different cast besides
what,
Jason Statham.
yeah? What was your third film?
Number 3 was Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Really?
Phoebe
Okay.
Waller-Bridge saved that, whatever that was.
Okay. I kind of figured that would be the case, and Harrison Ford just
He's there.
fair enough.
He's there, and that's pretty much the most you can say about his performance.
Yeah. So I also watched some movies recently. I finally got around to seeing The Flash, and
I'm so
honestly,
sorry.
no. I'm not sorry because it was actually a pretty damn good film. I thought, as far as the comic book movies go, and the cameos, perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better DC film. I just blame Warner Brothers for shitting the bed on it. So
Yeah, they. I think it's tracking lower than even Black Adam.
and see, y'all, I get where your anger's coming from. I fucking get it. And Ezra Miller did not do it any favors, but I'm going to be kind to him for now because we've all gone to the zoo one time or another. I should know because, again, Professor Bregame here. There's documented proof. Also, we're just performance artists, Your Honor. But yeah, that film should not have gotten the abuse that it did. It should not have.
So
I
it got caught up in the DC backlash of it all.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of curious how, if we brought in James Gunn sooner, how we could have spun that around.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, and he's even talking about bringing in Blue Beetle into the new universe, and apparently that's tracking somewhat better. But then again, it is a low bar to clear at this point.
I know nothing about Blue Beetle.
I know a little bit of it, and I just know it had George Lopez in it,
Okay.
and yeah, that's where I'm at.
Well,
So
as long
when
as
the
it's
book comes out,
got George Lopez. As long as it's got that.
yeah. I mean, it's no Harley Quinn, but then again, what is?
And I've been keeping up on it. We're counting down the final episodes of Reservation Dogs.
Oh God, that has been the best. Yeah, and I have to say I am going to be sad when it goes.
Don't
But
be
at
a
the
shit ass.
well, yeah, don't be a shit ass is the overarching theme, and you got to stick with your res dogs. And also, if they say they saw some aliens, fucking believe them. I mean,
Believe Maximus.
yes. I wonder if we're going to get. Well, how many episodes are left in Res Dogs, by the way?
Let me see here.
Which, by the way,
I think there might be just 2 more.
okay. So there might be a chance we're going to see a little bit more of Graham Greene before the end comes, because they were trying to stitch up some loose ends here and there. So
Yeah.
I'll be curious how Taika Waititi does with that. But as long as we've got What We Do in the Shadows, I'll be perfectly fine.
We just had the season finale of that.
Yeah, that's coming up when this.
No, it already happened.
That was the season finally.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
the 2-episode season finale happened last week.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize there was a second season or a second episode. I'll have to go back to my Hulu now.
Oh yeah.
Aren't you Hulu? Anyway. But yeah, so that, yeah, again, can't go wrong with that. Master, I tried to beg you to turn me into a vampire. I am going to kill you, Guillermo. Did you see Toast of Tinseltown on Hulu?
I have not.
Hulu,
Not
Roku.
yet. I have
Okay.
not yet.
Because spoiler alert, it does feature some of the cast from What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, okay.
When you see it, I had to blink and go, oh, there's Nandor. So,
Okay.
it'll
right.
make sense once you see it there.
Have you been keeping up on Ahsoka?
Yes, and actually managed to. Well, first of all, Ahsoka is pretty awesome. When Disney and Lucasfilms don't fuck around with canon, looking at you, Book of Boba Fett, everybody is chill as fuck. It's when they get to, you're doing this with a canon now? Jedis can do what again? That's when you get the worst of Star Wars fans. So, but I have no complaints. And again, Rosario Dawson can never do any wrong.
And poor Mary Elizabeth Winstead is like, hey, we're going to cast you on this Star Wars thing. Cool. You're going to have to get painted the fuck green every week.
But it's just her face. I mean, and she wears those weird little tentacles on her head. What the fuck is she complaining about that shit?
No. I'm just saying, you get to be on a Star Wars thing, but then it's like, oh, I got to do 50 hours of makeup. Great.
Yeah. Or the going back to Toast of Tinseltown, I'm going to be in the Star Wars, and everybody goes, yeah, sure. So that's the best line.
I mean, the Mandalorian. What's his name? The star of the Mandalorian, the voice of the
Pascal.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to show up. He just records his shit. That's not even him in the suit.
Not a bad gig. I mean, Taika Waititi did that as a droid, and so was David Tennant as a droid.
Oh, David Tennant, very good as a droid.
Oh yeah. Oh, he is just the right amount of bitchy as a droid. And again, some of you are going, he sounds a little bit effeminate. No, he's just British. Excuse me, Scottish.
Not the same thing.
Not the same thing at all.
Different things, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm checking my list here. We're running out of episodes on some of these like Physical, third and final season, very excellent. Mm-hmm. Zoe Deschanel, very un-Zoe Deschanel. She's kind of a dick, really.
I have yet to see that. I did do this the other day, and I kind of need to cleanse my soul a little bit. I saw Fubar,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
yeah, here's what I'm going to say on the subject. The concept, not a bad idea.
Could have been
The
good.
well, and that brings me to this point. Some of the actors, like Fortune Femstein,
Fortune Feimster, yeah.
Feimster, excuse me.
Comedian, yeah.
Oh my God, she was the best thing to come out of that. And again, I think you're going to see where I'm going to be heading with this. All the actors are fantastic, from Monica Barbaro to Gabrielle Luna to Milan Carter, even Jay Baruchel,
Jay Baruchel, yeah.
Baruchel. This is what made me want to actually tune in.
So the problem is Arnold?
Huh? I get what they were trying to do. I understand. And Arnold could be funny at points. Not enough for a series. A movie, definitely, and we talked about it.
Yeah. This
Not for 8 episodes.
could have been a good movie. Could have been a nice, tight 2-hour movie.
Or you could have inserted any one of the 80s himbos that were in action films.
Stallone? Could Stallone have done this?
No. And I have a better casting option.
Cool.
Chuck Norris.
Chuck. Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay.
That.
All right.
He has the dad vibe that could have pulled this out without any problem there.
Okay. All right.
That's one good one. Maybe Van Damme. That could have worked just as well.
Holy shit. Van Damme could have done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that's what I'm saying. Right idea. You had the right thinking. Just the casting was just a hair off. The only thing that saved it were the cast that I talked about. And Fortune, goddammit, give her an Emmy. I'm looking at you, the Academy of TV Arts and Sciences. Give her the award.
And heels. I got to say, Gully. They're giving Mike O'Malley some play. Finally.
Well, considering he writes
Heels,
it's not a big surprise. And how far are you into Heels at this point?
I'm caught up to whatever the latest episode is.
So the latest episode, I have to say, there was definitely a lot of lost fast forwarding and rewinding back in time, but it plays beautifully, and it's going to culminate into the next couple of episodes, which I'll be recapping for this weekend for slamwrestling.net.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Is that our cue that we should really just dive into sports?
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Hit my music.
And sports with Tommy Milagro. Go team.
From the Sports Desk of the TV10 podcast, we deliver to you the sport of professional wrestling. And seriously, we've got a metric fuck ton of news to cover here. So let me start with this. Last week, obviously, we were off because I was in St. Louis, Missouri at the Chase Park Plaza covering both nights of NWA 75. Got a chance to talk with most of the roster, including, and you'll see this in interviews at slamwrestling.net because, I have an MBA. I got to cover some of the roster, and I also got to talk to Vampiro about, among other things, DJing and him still being in punk rock. And I also got to talk to Violent J of Insane Clown Posse.
Wow. All right.
And that does not even begin to top it, because I also got a picture of Violent J and Billy Corgan together.
Oh man.
So
the Lollapalooza of our dreams.
I tell you, I thought I would never see Smashing Pumpkins, let alone Corgan, in person. Like, if you told me 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I would never have imagined this. But to see this in a wrestling ring, fantastic. I'm also trying to line up some interviews with Corgan to get through the fallout of NWA 75, which, excuse me one second here.
Yeah, I saw Smashing Pumpkins in 1991 at a
Mhm.
small club. It's back when Billy Corgan had hair.
Yeah. So much different person here, but here are the couple of things that did happen. I'm mostly going to catch up on the main events of night one and night two of NWA 75. Night one had Camille defending the NWA Women's Championship match against Natalia Markova in a no limit match. And right off the bat, those women were swinging with kendo sticks. And this is in my report. It said, yeah, they're just having a lightsaber duel in your face, Ahsoka. But she managed to retain that night. Camille did in an insane spot where she speared Markova between the ropes into a table at the bottom. So
All
that
right.
was fantastic. The other thing that was interesting was, again, Violent J is kind of a valet for this tag team of clowns called the Brothers of Funstruction. Yep. And
Okay.
they beat La Rebellion, who has Vampiro in their corner, and everybody was cheering for that in the chase. And again, this is in my report. I said, okay, St. Louis is apparently Fago country. Whoop whoop, indeed. Um, which leads us to night two of NWA 75. That's where we saw well, there's been a lot of title changes, but the two big ones were Camille lost the Burke, the women's championship, the second night against Kenzie Page. And that is huge because Camille had defended the belt for, at that time, 813 days.
Whoa. Okay.
Exactly. So to give the strap to Kenzie Page, which I'll be interviewing for SlamWrestling.net in the weeks coming up because, I have an MBA. That's going to be important. Plus, the main event for the 10 pounds of gold had Tyrus against EC3 in a bull rope match. Very brutal match, and Tyrus lost, and EC3 is now your NWA heavyweight champion. And the importance of that match was Tyrus officially retired from professional wrestling. There's an interview where he talked to one of my colleagues, Tom Liturgy, at SlamWrestling.net, where they used my photographs, by the way, from the event. So check it out right there. Which brings me to more news as we are heading into All Elite Wrestling here. So last week, they had a big pay-per-view with All In at Wembley Stadium in England, London, England, to a record number of people. At last report, it was over 81,000 attended that show, which we are now going, as we are talking live on air, we're going to be heading to All Out, their other pay-per-view, which,
So there's all in and all out.
yeah,
Clever.
but wait, there's more
Well,
because
who's all out?
uh, great choice of words. As of yesterday, AEW fired CM Punk, and
Has he been fired more times than Tucker Carlson?
I mean, I won't say he's been fired more than Tucker Carlson. I won't say he's not been fired more than Tucker Carlson, but I will say he's less of a douche than Tucker Carlson. But then
Well,
again,
yeah.
in his defense, he's not a douche. He's just straight edge, which might as well be a bit of a douche. You get the idea. But yeah. And here's the thing that was funny because I recapped this for AEW Collision last night. Now Tony Khan had a statement about why he had to fire CM Punk with cause. He did the same thing in front of tons of booing fans at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. So that's Punk's hometown. Can you imagine saying you're firing your top star in front of that crowd and
Wow.
live?
Yeah.
I mean,
Damn.
That's the equivalent of saying, Michael Jordan can fuck off from this town.
CM Punk, Michael Jordan, same breath.
Exactly. You're laughing, but at the same time, you didn't say I was wrong.
Nope.
Yeah, to do that and survive, that is a king hell set of balls right there.
Rough. Okay.
Yeah. Which I understand why they had to do, because it was last year at this time, CM Punk had that famous meltdown after the All Out, and they did the media scrum, and he burned everybody, including the
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
to him. I don't blame Khan for doing what he had to do. So that being said, the card is subject to change. So that brings us to tonight, as we are talking, because in less than 20 minutes, we're going to be going live to All Out, which I'll be recovering for Slam Wrestling because, I have an MBA. And among the matches, it was going to be Ricky Starks versus CM Punk for the real World Heavyweight Championship. But
So now
now,
what's going to happen?
funny you should mention that. On Collision, Starks was getting ready to sign up for a contracted match with the Dragon, thinking it was going to be Ricky Steamboat. He signed the contract, and Steamboat said, "Oh, no, 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 mon frere. There's another person that also uses the Dragon moniker, and it's not just me." And as I put it in my recap, yes, 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 Virginia, that's Brian Danielson.
Okay.
He is medically cleared, and he will be at All Out. So between that and a bunch of other matches that I'm looking at, I'm going, maybe I should get through some of these with some journalistic integrity and not haiku the fuck out of them. I won't promise I won't, but on all seriousness, between that and Orange Cassidy versus John Moxley for the singles match for the AEW International Championship, great things to be had right there. So I would definitely say for the next few weeks, because there are going to be more interviews coming out from the NWA and as well as AEW. Oh yeah, and WWE had this pay-per-view called Payback. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Who cares?
yeah, except unfortunately I do, because I'm going to be covering Raw tomorrow.
I'm
Fun.
so sorry.
Well, it's okay, because again, I am a goddamn professional, because I have 5 wives Moscow Mule to get me through the heinous fuckery most foul. And why did you ask? Do I do all this? It's sports.
It's sports at Tommy Milagro. Go team.
Yeah.
So are you up on your Justified City Primeval? Did you see the finale?
Finished it, and I thought, okay, not a bad way to end things with Timothy Oliphant, but
But
here's the question: are we at that point where we could talk about the boy in the room, the coal digger as well?
yeah.
I'm
So,
heavily guessing at this point,
First of all, we had a return of Winona,
Mhm.
Natalie Zaya. That was kind of a surprise to see her
Na-
in the final episode.
It took me a second to go, wait, why is she?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
her.
And then Boyd, out of nowhere, we get a little Boyd sequence in jail and busting out of jail in a very stylish fashion.
Mhm.
And now he's on the lam on the road, which could be a mini series in itself. The Adventures of Boyd.
Yeah, and then there's good old Raylan Givens trying to spend time with his daughter on a boat, and he gets that phone call,
Yep.
and that's where it ends. And I'm going, you motherfuckers,
Mm-hmm.
you fine. I know, I will do it. Let me just get my heroin fix. Just tap into a vein already.
I'd be down for some more Justified.
I am totally fine with this as well, because Timothy Oliphant is America's treasure at this stage in the game.
And wanted to hip you to my latest column for City Weekly and also the Spokane Inlander and the Coachella Valley Independent. Taking a look back 10 years ago to the year 2013, Some very cool, lot of cool shit premiered in 2013. Orange is the New Black, Rick and Morty, Bates Motel. But do you remember any of these? I'm bringing up shows like Banshee,
Yep.
which you
We've,
can watch on Max.
which we've talked about before. We fucking told you to watch it harder, but did you?
Yeah, this
No.
was on. This is on when we started the podcast.
Yeah, well, and we'll be kind. It was on Cinemax. We get it. It ain't your
Yeah.
brand. You have no fucking excuse now.
Yeah, you can
Watch
you can watch it on Max now.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that premiered in 2013, Hemlock Grove. It was one of the very early Netflix originals.
That was the one with Eli Roth at the helm.
Yeah, Famke Janssen was in it. It was a kind of a supernatural meets science, and it would probably best viewed high, probably. It didn't make a lot of sense.
Not that we endorse it, but we're also not endorsing it. Also, we're just performance artists, Your Honor.
Also, there was a series called this was back in the days when DirecTV had the Audience Network.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no one remembers that. But Rogue, starring Tandy Newton. This is basically The Wire for dummies.
Yeah, and again, that's Rogue, not Rogue One. Let's clear that up for everybody.
Straight up Rogue.
It's been 10 years, so that's why we have to couch it the way we are.
It's a very hard-boiled crime drama. And you can watch that on Prime Video or the Roku channel or Tubi. And there's some others on here, but the last one I included was like, this is a real deep cut. Up Late with Alec Baldwin. This was a talk show on MSNBC.
I forgot about this.
Oh, did you even know about it?
I think we spent a little bit of time talking about it because...
Did we?
Okay. Well, and here's the reason why I'm saying this with genuine authenticity, because you talked about that almost in the same breath as Gutfield's Red Eye.
Oh, yeah.
Around that time frame.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, yeah, I think we did cover this.
So this premiered in October of 2013, and Alec Baldwin said at the time, I'm going to do it for a year, and then we'll see what happens. It was canceled a month later. after some fuckery on Alec Baldwin's part. This was the same year that was on MSNBC. That was the same year that the Sci-Fi Channel gave Joe Rogan his own conspiracy series show.
Oh boy!
And also canceled that very quickly.
So basically, what we're seeing is that Sci-Fi and MSNBC begat the shit asses that are now Baldwin and Rogan.
Kind of. They would have happened anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, would it though? Would it? I mean, if we kind of stopped them and just said, "Hey, Baldwin, how about you do something else? I hear there's a Western that might be good for you."
No Westerns for Jim. No Westerns for him.
Well, at the time, it would have been okay because they would have tested the prop weapons. So, and Rogan, I would have just said, no, I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe do something else. I hear you got a great comedy act. Maybe hit the road for a while.
Maybe.
No, podcasting? No. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's a dying fad, by the way.
Don't get into podcasting.
Well, every show I've been watching of late, they're kind of going, ew, podcasting. And I'm going, hey, they're not wrong, but still, motherfuckers.
In your wrestling excursion, you were repping the TV10 podcast t-shirt.
Yes.
Did anybody ask you what the hell's that?
Fuck no. But I'm not surprised either, because when I was out there, they were kind of hip deep in preparing for the pay-per-view the last couple of nights. I will say this. That was very interesting after the show, and I have it on authority that the look of NWA Power is going to be much different. That's all I can say at this point. So I would say watch it this Tuesday. I talked to one of the head honchos, Joe Galley. He's not only the ring announcer, but he's also the COO of NWA Power at this point. He came up to me afterwards and he said, Hey, Tommy, thank you for all your coverage, and we appreciate everything you wanted to do, and thank you for following the guidelines that we set out for you to do. And I'm like,
There were
no problem.
guidelines.
There were guidelines. I wasn't allowed to certain access, and to which I replied, I understand why you had to do things the way you did. Obviously, I skirted some of the rules, but before I said another word, he was like, no, I get it, Tommy, because the journalist in me, I got to respect the hustle. So I was like, wow, praised by Caesar himself. So
Don't you know who I am?
I didn't pull that card. However, I did do this. First night of NWA 75, there was a local photographer who was shooting some pictures for one of the publications. He was asking me about the event, and I gave him some info. He's like, "Hey, I printed this up from a website to use as a shooting itinerary. I was wondering if you could give me some pointers about it." He pulls it out, and it's my article. He
Oh
pulled
wow.
out he pulled out my countdown to 75. And I was like, yeah, that's actually me, by the way. And he's like, oh, well, then I need to talk to you some more. And we was like, blah, blah, blah. So it was very validating because every once in a while, we bullshit here. And there are days I wonder, why the fuck do I talk about people in tights strutting like peacocks? But the fact that happened, and that was bigger than winning the 10 pounds of gold to me.
Tommy Milagro's life has purpose now.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So now we just got to get everybody else on board with that.
I'm somebody.
That's right. Oh, so what? Do you have some other callers to get to? I'm more important.
He hates these cans.
And I also have sponsorship.
Yeah, also a little call out to the jerk there. I'm somebody.
That's
I'm in the phone book.
yeah. See that, Reddit users? So fuck off, all of you.
Oh, are you still at war with Reddit?
I never stopped. It's like
Is-
Ukraine.
And is Reddit still online? I heard they were having some problems.
No, but I wouldn't be surprised either. So the sooner that fuckery goes away, the happier I'm going to be.
So you think Reddit or X will go away first?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, if you're, I'm not going to choose one or the other, but the question you really should be asking is, will my life be a lot better? And the answer is yes. There will be more loss with X than there would be with Reddit, which I hope somebody gets their fucking act together.
I want to give some props to Blue Sky, the new Twitter alternative. It's I don't have as many followers there as I do on Twitter X, but the engagement is much better.
Well, and here's the thing, because less heinous fuckery, but here's the
Oh,
other
yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
You got to have an invite to that. I've yet to get my invite, so
I might be able to help you out with that.
my man.
Yeah. I think after you reach a certain amount of followers and or you've been on there a certain amount of time, they will allow you a handful of invite codes, and you're in luck.
All right, that's all I need to hear, sir.
Yeah.
Yay, another new platform.
Oh, yeah. Also, Threads ain't bad either.
Eh.
It's not great, but it's not bad.
It's not the worst, yeah. So I can live with it.
And we're pretty much time to wrap it up here. What would you say that people should be watching harder that we haven't mentioned thus far?
Well, we've already talked about Ahsoka. We've already talked about what we do in the shadows, which
Oh, yeah.
apparently that's done with.
It finally lead, and you didn't even know it.
Yeah. I will say heels. You need to watch that motherfucking harder. Also, Archer is back. Watch
Oh,
that
yeah.
harder since it is the final season. Oh man, and I don't want that to go away, man. That's my shameless right there.
Yeah.
That's my shameless.
Well, remember they said season 10 would be the last one for Archer. Then it got around to like, oh, maybe season 12, and now they're saying, okay, season 14 is the end, and maybe they'll change their mind again.
Maybe we'll just have to wait and see, won't we?
I would mention the current season of Harley Quinn is fucking fantastic.
Yep.
And also Minx over on Stars. I
That's
don't. It got picked up from HBO Max because, well, the second season was already completed, and HBO Max said no, we don't want it. So I don't know if it's doing well enough on Stars to warrant that particular company to pick up another season of it, but I hope it does.
yeah. Well, I mean, they got that Outlander money. Maybe they could throw some their way.
They got that 50 cent money.
There you go. Yeah, the whole Power series.
Yeah, the new season of Invasion on Apple TV Plus is very cool in that it's an international story. It has several different storylines going on at once. It's not just an invasion and we only concentrate on LA. It's like all over the damn place. And it's definitely, if you watch only one Alien Invasion epic series, I think it should be this one.
Well, I'm gonna try to find my way to watching some of this stuff, but again, the wrestling is a cruel mistress here, and the fans that I'm watching on the 0 Hour Chat on YouTube are just the worst here. And this is very interesting. This is a spoiler. Apparently, Tony Khan's in there.
Oh,
So
great.
they're ripping on
Great.
him, and there's Tony Khan in the chat is real. So I don't know if it's a deep fake or not, but I'm just all in for this. Well, all out, as it were. So
This reminds me of the early days of the interwebs, and I was on AOL. This is mid '90s, and AOL back then it was like pretty limited internet. You know, you could get to a lot of AOL features, but you couldn't really get to real internet very well.
mhm.
And there were all these chat rooms, and one of them was for the NHL. And at the time, there was an NHL player named Jim Carrey with one R.
Mhm.
So I would crash the chat room there and start talking about how great he was in The Mask and all the other in Living Color, just pissing the hell out of hockey fans.
It's such a great joy, isn't
I
it?
was an early troll.
And I would say I've had some trollish tendencies, and I never grew out of it. But now I get paid for it. Ha
Yeah.
ha!
Yeah. All right. We want to thank our sponsors.
Yes.
Have at it.
Well, first of all, as I'm having my genius juice from Five Wives Moscow Mule Craft cocktail in a can.
Yeah.
So tasty. I would also like to thank our other fine sponsors. That would be Sugar House Distillery as well as Outlaw Distillery. And of course, Bohemian Brewery. Great beers to have, especially during Labor Day. Obviously, if you're in the Utah area, you cannot get into a liquor store.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But guess what? You could go to one of those fine distilleries and
Really?
work your way around it. Well,
Think
I don't know
they might
about
be
some
open?
of the distilleries, but either way, it's got to be better than the alternative.
It's worth a shot. Sobriety?
Really? Really? This late in the game? Really? But speaking of which, also check out our good friend Ivy at Boostique. She's got some great glassware. She's got some great things to mix your cocktails. She also has some non-alcoholic beverages. Definitely worth checking out. But also, most importantly, we still have the TV10 podcast T-shirt. There's only 7 left. You could be you could be the talk of the town. Maybe not in St. Louis, Missouri, but at least in Utah.
Okay.
You could definitely be the talk of the town right there.
All
Only
right.
$15. Email us, t-shirt me now, tv10podcast@gmail.com. Name, address, shirt size, and Venmo or PayPal. Still not doing crypto. Fuck off with that.
Yeah. And I would encourage you to follow me personally on the things. Blue Sky, Bill Frost SLC, so also on Threads, same handle, and the good old Instagram and the Facebooks and fuck X.
And you can follow me on all the social medias. It's all Tommy Milagro. I'm also on Threads, not yet on Blue Sky for now. But also, my work is going to be on slamwrestling.net. I'm covering All Out. I'm going to be covering Raw. I also cover the NWA Power. And I'll be doing Heels recaps. So I'm going to be fucking busy, is what I'm saying.
All right.
Get
And
me those clicks.
And with that, happy Labor Day and good night, America.
Oh, and yes, you jiggle that handle, and oh yes, that'll do, dear boy. Now off you fuck.
There's only me and my TV
You may not know, but it wasn't always a 3-day weekend. When Labor Day started, there were no weekends. The work week was 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the only way your week ended involved a casket and a religious ceremony. So how did this celebration of labor unions turn into what is basically an excuse to pair a bottle of rosé with a T-bone steak? Probably the same way the celebration of the wedding union turned into television's The Bachelorette. The first Labor Day in 1882 was actually a work strike, and that day off felt so good that they thought, we gotta do this more often. Kids this Labor Day will have to go to bed early since school has started up. But on that first Labor Day, kids had to go to bed early because work started up at the mines, or as they called it in the 1800s, second grade. And I'm sure it would make the workers back then proud as they fought the Pullman Rail Company to pay them livable wages, that one day there would be the added bonus of terrific deals on patio furniture. We've come a long way from the time when people fought for Labor Day because they barely had room to cook, sleep, or use the restroom. Now our houses are huge, our grills and mattresses are priced to sell, and our potties are Porto. And maybe nobody remembers the squalor that sparked the Pullman strike, but we will remember that Bill Pullman was in the movie Independence Day. And to be fair, most of y'all think Labor Day is just a sequel to that holiday anyway. Fact is, lots of things have changed for the better since Labor Day was made a national holiday by Grover Cleveland, who I was surprised to learn is a U.S. president, not a regional Sesame Street character. But a couple of things will never change. The first, a lot of y'all will never be able to tell the difference between Labor Day and Memorial Day. And the second thing that will never change, Bill Pullman. That man's a national treasure. Happy Labor Day, America, but especially Bill Pullman.